In the village of Umunze lived a woman named Miron. She was a gentle woman, kind and hardworking, known for her good heart. She was married to Obina, a tall, soft-spoken man who worked as a teacher in the village school. They had 2 children, Chika and Nonso. Life in their home was sweet. Every morning, Miron would sweep the compound, sing beautiful songs, and make food for the family. Everything was peaceful. But one day, everything changed. Obina came home with news. "My love," he said, as he washed his hands to eat. "Mama is coming to live with us." Miron paused. Her smile faded just a little, and he continued. "She said she is lonely. After Papa's burial, she's been feeling weak. And my brother Okoro's wife is very pregnant. And my sisters, their husbands won't let Mama stay with them." Miron nodded slowly. "She is welcome. This is her son's house too." A week later, Mamobina arrived with a dusty bus, a kente wrapper tied around her chest, and a walking stick that tapped the ground like a clock ticking. Miron welcomed her with open arms. She gave Mama the biggest room close to the corridor, brought out her best bed sheets, and even made bitterleaf soup, Mama's favorite. Obina smiled proudly. He was happy to see his mother and his wife getting along. In the first week, everything went well. Mamobina told long tales to Miron while she cooked. They laughed together. Miron even began calling her Nnem, meaning my mother. But for the second week, things began to change. "Miron, you don't know how to sweep this place well," Mama said one morning. "Everywhere is so dusty." Miron looked at the spot. It was barely dusty. The next day, Mama shouted from the backyard, "Why is there too much pepper in this soup? Are you trying to burn my throat?" Miron forced a smile. "I'm sorry, Mama. I will do better." Obina was never around when these things happened. When Miron told him, he would laugh lightly and say, "It's just her way. She's old and used to her own style." Soon, Mama took over the kitchen. Miron was told to stay out. If she cleaned, Mama would clean it again and tell the neighbors, "This house would have collapsed if not for me. Miron cannot even clean up my son's house." One evening, Nneka, Miron's close friend and neighbor, came to visit. She noticed Miron's swollen eyes. "You've been crying," Nneka said. Miron smiled painfully. "Don't worry, Nneka, it's nothing." But Nneka wasn't fooled. She saw how Mama looked at Miron like a house girl, not a daughter-in-law. "Miron," Nneka said, "you have to be careful. Sometimes evil doesn't come with a machete. It comes with old age and a long memory." It has been 1 month since Mama Obina moved in. To outsiders, everything still looks perfect. But inside the walls of Miron's home, the quiet war had begun. Each morning, Miron woke up early, tiptoeing out of bed to clean the compound before the sun rose. She didn't want Mama to complain again. She swept slowly, carefully, checking corners twice. Still, Mama would walk around the yard after her, pointing with her stick. "See here, you left dust," she would say. "When I was your age, my compound used to shine like glass." Miron would bend and sweep again and again, until her knees started aching. One day, she woke up earlier than usual, around 4 a.m., hoping to finish cleaning and still cook before Mama woke up. She swept, she fetched water, and began preparing soup. But Mama appeared just as she was about to add crayfish. "You don't even know the right time to cook soup?" Mama hissed. "This is not a food you rush." Miron dropped the spoon slowly. "I wanted to surprise you, Mama." "Ah, you surprise me. You want to kill me with hunger." Mama spat. "Go and sit down, I'll cook it myself." Miron stood back and watched as Mama emptied the pot, poured out her half-cooked meat, and started the soup all over. She bit her lip so hard it almost bled. That afternoon, Obina came home early. Miron decided to speak gently. "My husband, please," she began. "I know you love your mother, and I do too, but things have changed. I no longer feel free in this house. I can't cook. I can't clean. She fights me every day. Obina looked tired. Miron, you are just overthinking, he replied. Mama is old. You know how they talk. Let her be. Miron looked at him with silent disappointment. I married a man, not a boy hiding behind his mother's wrapper, she whispered in her heart. That night, Mama made a bold move. At dinner, she told Obina, you shouldn't eat this woman's food again, my son. I caught her talking to Nneka, saying several bad things about me. Miron was shocked. What? Mama, I never... Before you know it, Mama barked. Shut up your mouth, Miron. You are a snake with honey tongue. Obina stood up and walked out without a word. That night, he didn't eat. The next few days were worse. Mama told neighbors that Miron was lazy and ungrateful. She claimed Miron insulted her daily and refused to give her food. One evening, as Miron sat outside weeping softly, Nneka, her friend, came to her and brought her food. She said, Miron, I'm afraid for you. You are shrinking. Your joy is dying. What do I do, Nneka? Miron asked. Her eyes were swollen. I don't want to chase Mama out, but my peace is no longer here. Nneka looked at the stars above. You must speak louder. If not, this house will become your grave. That night, Miron knelt in her room and prayed like never before. God, she whispered, if this is my test, help me not to fail. If it is a battle, please fight for me. But little did she know that the storm had only just begun. Mama Obina had taken over the house, no longer just the kitchen. She now had full control. She decides what to eat and when to eat in that house. She decides how to serve Obina his food. If Miron stepped in, Mama will hiss loudly and mutter, useless wife, lazy like rotten cassava. Obina had grown quiet too. He stopped asking questions. He went to work, came home, ate silently and slept. Sometimes he even skipped meals just to avoid the arguments. Miron began shrinking. Even her own clothes didn't fit anymore. One Saturday morning, she decided to make peace. She got up early, cooked Mama's favorite breakfast, akamu and okpa, and set it nicely on a tray. Mama, good morning. I made breakfast for you, she said gently. Mama didn't even look at the food. Is it poison you brought this time? Miron froze. You want to kill me like you killed your own mother, eh? Miron gasped. Mama, my mother died of diabetes. How can you say that? Mama scoffed and turned away. You think I don't know? You want to send me to my grave too. That moment, something in Miron cracked. She left the tray and walked straight to her bedroom. For the first time, she didn't cry. She just lay still, her face pale and her chest heavy. Later that day, she went to visit her children's old headmistress, Mamuchi, an elderly widow known for wisdom and calm. My daughter, Mamuchi said, after hearing her story, you need help, real help, not just prayers. What kind of help, Mama? Miron asked. Call a family meeting, she said. Bring Uncle Okoro, bring your pastor, bring Obina, your husband, speak before it is too late. Miron nodded. That night, she told Obina, my husband, we need to call family together. There is too much bitterness. I fear where this will lead. Obina sighed. Is it that serious? Yes, she answered. It is destroying me, and it will destroy us. But before they could even plan the meeting, Mama made her next move. She gathered a group of elderly women from the village church and sat them under the tree. My son's wife is trying to send me away, she told them. After all, I suffered to raise him. She wants me out like a goat. The women gasped and nodded sympathetically. I can't believe it, one of them said. And she looks so quiet and kind, oh. Ah, my sister, another one responded. These are the ones who hide wickedness in their eyes. And just like that, the village turned against Miron. At the market, people began whispering when she passed. That's the woman. Hey, yeah, imagine chasing her mother-in-law out. Even her longtime supplier of crayfish refused to sell to her that week. Miron felt like a stranger in her own land. That night, as she returned home carrying firewood, she met Obina sitting outside. He didn't look up. "Obina," she said, "can I talk to you?" He still didn't move. "I saw Mama with the church women today. I think she's spreading lies about me." Obina looked at her slowly and said, "Maybe they are not lies." Miron's heart stopped. "What did you just say?" she asked. Obina stood. "I don't know what to believe anymore. The house is full of tension. Maybe you are the one causing it." He walked inside. Miron dropped the firewood and sat on the cold floor. For the first time in years, she questioned if love was ever real in her marriage. The walls that once echoed with laughter now whispered with sorrow. A woman who once fed the whole home was now starving for affection. And as the rumors grew louder, the silence in her own house became deadly. The pain in Miron's chest was no longer just emotional. It had become physical. She began waking up with headaches. Her hands trembled when she tried to cook. Sometimes she stared at the pot and forgot what she was doing. Her spirit was breaking. That Sunday morning, she dressed in her yellow wrapper and walked slowly to the house of Chief Eze, the respected village elder known for solving family disputes. She waited patiently on the bamboo bench outside Chief Eze's compound. When it was her turn to speak to him, "Chief," she said, "I am tired," holding back her tears. "My home is no longer mine. My husband has changed. My mother-in-law has poisoned the peace in our house." Chief Eze listened without interrupting. He was a calm man with a grey beard and eyes that had seen too much. After she finished speaking, he nodded. "Have you tried to speak with your husband directly?" he asked. "I have. He believes his mother. He thinks I am the problem." Chief Eze leaned forward. "Then it's time to call a family council. I will summon Obina, your mother-in-law, and his brother. We must talk before this turns into spiritual war." 3 days later, the meeting was held at the village square under a big breadfruit. Miron, Obina, Mamobina, Uncle Koro and Chief Eze sat on a carved wooden stool. Peace in a home is more important than land or livestock. "Today, we gather to understand why there is fire in Obina's house," Chief Eze said. Miron spoke first. Calm, honest, she explained everything. "I have never raised my voice at my mother-in-law. I have done my best to care for her, but every day she insults me. I cannot cook, I cannot clean, I cannot rest. She tells people I want her dead. She made Obina turn against me." Obina looked down quiet. Then it was Mama's turn. She folded her arms and shouted, "This one, she lies, oh. This girl is a witch. She wants to chase me from my son's house. She puts ideas in his head. She even wanted to give me food in a dirty plate." "Dirty plate?" Okoro asked, surprised. "She leaves the bathroom wet," Mama continued. "One day, I almost slipped and died." Miron opened her mouth, shocked. "Mama, that's not true. You shouted at me for putting Dettol in your bath water." Chief Eze raised his hand. "Enough." He turned to Obina. "What do you see in your house, Obina?" Obina looked up slowly. "I don't know anymore. Mama says one thing. Miron, my wife, says another. I just want peace." Chief Eze turned to Uncle Okoro. "Okoro, is there room in your house for Mama to stay, at least for a while? Or in your sister's house?" And Okoro hesitated. No, my wife is heavily pregnant. Even my sisters, their husband won't let Mama stay. If that's the case, let Mama just return to her house." Mama's eyes widened. "You want to send me away like that?" "Mama," Chief Eze said gently, "sometimes separation brings healing. Let's try." That evening, back home, Obina helped Mama pack her belongings into a Ghana must-go bag. Miron stayed inside the room praying silently. As they left, Mama hissed and whispered, You will regret this." Miron heard it through the walls but said nothing. Obina returned home after dropping Mama. He was quiet. Later that night, he turned to Miron and said, "I hope this brings peace." Miron looked at him, her voice barely a whisper. "I hope so too." Sometimes healing comes through hard decisions. Sometimes peace requires distance. But in every home, silence can be dangerous, and ignored pain will one day scream. Miron thought her troubles were over. She didn't know they were just beginning. For the first time in months, the house was quiet. No raised voices, no sarcastic coughing from the corridor, no loud complaints about how soup was cooked. Obina had moved out, and for the first few days, it truly felt like peace had returned. Miron could breathe again. She smiled while cooking, played soft gospel music while sweeping, and even sang when bathing. Obina started coming home early again. They ate together, sometimes even laughed. For a moment, it felt like the marriage had found its rhythm again.